Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're gonna make just going over the basics of App Inventor. I know the first video it kind of went over the basics, but it didn't really go into too in depth, and I don't know if you guys got a little confused or anything. So I'm just gonna kind of go over the basics. So we're just gonna open up our project from the first video here. I might have to refresh this. Okay. So we're just going to open up this project. Alright, and then we're going to go into the blocks. We're just going to talk about the blocks editor right now. So basically, what this means, it's kind of like a conditional statement. So it's saying when button 1 is clicked. So it's gonna be when this button is clicked. It's gonna call text to speech 1, which is this component here. It's going to tell it to speak, and then the message that it's telling it to speak is going to be rerouted back to to this text box here. Excuse me. And basically that's just the basic code for this app. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over what all of these are. So in the block selector, I guess you can call it, we got built-in, and control is basically telling the app what to do. So we have the conditional if statement. So it's going to be if something is clicked, or if something happens, then do this or whatever. For this, oops, I didn't mean to do that. For this, it's going to be for each number from 1 to 5, it's going to be, so if you click a button, let's say 2 times, you want it to change the color of the background twice, let's say. So you click it twice, and it won't do it like right away. So if you click it once, it's not going to do anything, but if you click it again, it'll change it. So it'll change the background color twice, or just once, depending on what you want it to do. For each item in a list, so this one you would connect a list, or for each item in list, so you would go down to lists and just take a list here, make a list, and then go here. Oop, wrong one. Go back to control for each item in list, and you attach the list. And what you can do with lists, or like anything that has multiple inputs on it, you can see this this blue box here, and you can click that, and you can add more items to the list. And when you do that, you can see more slots being added here. So if I want to add more, but if you have a bunch of stuff, like see if I just take a bunch of these, it's going to start taking up more space. And you might not want to take up that much space. So you can right click on a block, and you can do inline inputs, and that'll put it all in one long line. So that's basically what that does. That's just telling it what to do. These are kind of conditional statements. So while something is happening, test. We can test whatever the text box text is, and it will complete an action based on the desired desired result. So if then and else, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's kind of like this top one, if then. Do result, evaluate but ignore result. So it can take whatever the result was from, let's say, a math equation, and it'll evaluate it and do something, but it won't display the result or do anything with that result. Basically what that says. So this one, you can open another screen. So if we had another screen here, we could open another one with a button, let's say. And then the cool part about App Inventor is you can, instead of just having to like search through all of this or click over here and find text. Let's see, I want a text block, but I can't find it because, okay, so instead of doing that, you just select it and then type. You just start typing. You don't have to click or do anything. So if I just click and not doing, just start typing and type text, you'll see here, this is kind of like Visual Studio, and you'll see all these. So it'll be the top one. You can just press enter or whatever, and it'll automatically insert it or connect it to this. So, and then you'll just put it in the screen name. So if we made another one, it would be screen 2, and then that would open that second screen. So control, open another screen with score value or with start value, the screen name, and then the start value. And that would just be what you want the screen to do when it opens. Get start value, that's just what you want the screen to do when it opens. Close screen, that's self-explanatory. Close screen with value result. You can do like a notification or something saying that it crashed or whatever. Close application, that'll close the entire application and stop it from running in the background. Get plain start text. Not exactly sure what that does. Close screen with plain text. I don't know. I'm guessing that's just a notification thing. We'll have to look into that. But under logic, so this is basically just the English language, I guess, and math. Not the math down here, but so we have true and false. These aren't really any different. It's the same block, just the default whatever, it's the same thing. So if we go back to logic, so if something is, so if text1 dot, or no, what could be used for not? So how about, I'm not really sure, but it's not is pretty self-explanatory. I can't really come up with an example right now, but I'm sure it'll come up eventually in one of our projects. This one is equal or not equal to, and that one is words, more or less words than math. Like this one is the same thing kind of, but it's got all these greater than or equal to whatever. Yeah, so logic. So something like an object and whatever another object, or just something or this whatever. So if we go to math, we have just a regular number. So if you want to set something to a specific number, this one is equal to. We already looked at just two numbers or multiple numbers, I think. No. This one is just addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and I don't know what that is. Oh, exponent. Okay. Random integer from 1 to 100. So if you wanted to just say a label, you want to set the label number to any number from 1 to 100. You can do button 1 click, set text box 1 text to random integer from 1 to 100. You can do that. Random fraction, random set seed to. Not exactly sure what that does. The minute, I think that, yeah, minimum and max. So you want to set the max number to 1 and minimum to 1, max to 10. Excuse me. So you can just keep adding more numbers, but I don't really see what you would do. With that. Square root, absolute, negative, round, ceiling, floor. I don't know why you would need those. Something out of my realm of knowledge. Modulo of, I'm not sure. Well, I know sine, cosine, and tangent. This is all Algebra 2 stuff, but I had no clue what that is. I'm only in geometry, but convert radians to degrees. That is when you are dealing with sine, cosine, and tangent. When you're finding, I learned this all last year, but last year in school. I just know that you can change that on your calculator and you'll get a completely different. I mean, radians are like sections of a circle. So if I had a circle and the radius, and then there's like radians inside of it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'm not a math teacher and I'm terrible at math, but anyway. Format as decimal number, I don't know. Just change the number to a decimal and move the decimal, whatever, how many places. Is a number, what isn't, I don't know. Go to text. This is all dealing with text, obviously. This is just whatever text you want. Like if you wanted to set text box 1 text to whatever, you can join two things together. So if you wanted to keep one thing constant, so let's just say you want to do. So we'll just type text here, and it'll put it in the top box, and we'll say we want to have the score. We want to have score, and then a space. We want that to always stay the same. And then if we had a variable, and we set whatever initialize a variable, we can just do variable random, and then we want to set it to 0. Set it to 0, and then we just do variable get, and then global random, but whatever, that's kind of advanced for right now. Back to text, we do length. Length, not sure. I don't really use a lot of this stuff, any of the apps that I've made at least. Not sure what is empty. I'm sure we'll get into this eventually. Compare text, not sure. Trim, uppercase, downcase. Changing the case of letters and whatever. Split at spaces, split text at. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with all of this. We'll get into it. Let's go to lists. Lists, you can create an empty list, make a list, add items to a list. So if you already have a pre-existing list and you name it, you can name the list and then just refer to that and then add another item with a, like say, button 1 is clicked, and then you refer to list 1, let's say, and you want to add a new name. So, and then that'll bring up a new screen and you put in the name or whatever. And then in list thing, so you're searching a specific thing in a specific list. So let's say I'm searching for John Smith in list 1. That's what you can do with that. Length of list, so you can get the length of, let's say, list number 1, and that'll just give you the numerical length of the list. Is list empty? So it'll give you yes or no. Pick a random item list. That is, it'll just pick a random item inside of list 1, let's say. Index in list, so we're putting another item in the list. You're indexing it, so I'm guessing that's gonna order it. Not sure on that. Don't quote me on it. Select list item, so you're gonna select that item and you can manipulate it using other interactions. So insert list item, list index and item. You define the list, you index whatever, and then you're okay. So back to here, you're adding an index. So there's things like it's like a subsection, I guess. I don't know if that's how you say that. So if I had, let's say, it's kind of like in here where you have folders. So if I wanted to temp, and then you click on this, and there's subfolders. That's basically what that is. Replace list item, so you're replacing an item. Remove list, removing, that's pretty self-explanatory. Append to list 1, list 2, not sure. Copy list, you're copying that list. Is a list, you're asking the program is, let's say, is text-to-speech 1 a list? And it's going to come back saying no, because text-to-speech 1 is not a list. Not sure what the CSV is. Sure, we'll get into that, like all the text stuff. Look up in pairs, key pairs not found. Not sure. Okay, let's go to colors. This is easy stuff. So basically, you can set, let's say the button is clicked and you want to set screen 1 background color 2, and then you just put in whatever color, or you can make a color using RGB. You can split a color. Not sure what you would do with that. Oh, it has a description. List of 4 elements, each in the range of 0 to 225, representing the red, green, blue, and alpha components. Huh. Not sure. So into variables, basically what variables do, they allow you to change something without completely changing it, if that makes sense. So if I were to initialize a variable, let's say initialize variable, let's just do variable 1. Variable 1. Oh, and if you guys didn't know, when you're naming things, or if you're, this is just basic, but I don't know what they did here, or what they were thinking, but when you are naming something, the first word, or if there's multiple words in something, the first word is always lowercase. So let's do variable. So variable, geez, I can't type today. And we wanted to spell out 1, so it would be variable 1. So you would capitalize the second letter. So yeah. And then you want to set that variable to 0 like we did before. I don't know why I can't do that right now. But we'll just set that as 0. So if we wanted to, if we had something else changing the value without actually changing this, it's kind of like RAM in a computer, I guess. Not sure. I'm trying to come up with a good analogy. It's not actually like changing and deleting files, kind of like inside the RAM of a computer, random access memory, because you don't want to delete all of your files. I'm trying to think. So if you had a button changing variable 1, so you can call a variable or get a variable, what they do. So if you wanted to do get, you want to set, or let's do, set this as text, and we want to set it as text1. And then we just do global variable 1. So if you have multiple variables and they're named, you can do get, and then there will be a list of all of them. And then that'll just set whatever, but that's not important right now. That's just, I'm trying to explain it, but I'm trying to go fast because we're already at 18 minutes, or almost 19. So back to variables, you can set a variable with the user interaction, or you can get a variable with the user interaction, which would be changing something. Now with this, initialize local, this is global is available throughout the whole program, but local is only available inside of, let's say, like one yellow block. I'm not sure, but I think that's right. Local is not accessible by the entire application. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm thinking of private. But I'm not sure. But anyway, you can initialize a name. You can make a variable or whatever and just name it. Procedures. Trying to think. Not sure on these procedures. But yeah, so that's basically it, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know what I should do in the future. I'm trying to do more App Inventor, Minecraft, and Visual Studio things. Also, check out my apps that I have on Google Play. I'll put that link in the description. Also, check out my website. It's not very organized or easy to use, but I'm going to be putting out a video soon, hopefully, of just going over how to use it, because a couple of people have told me that they can't really figure out how to use my website, but really it's really simple once you get it. So yeah, so just go to my website, check that out. I have two. I have a main one which is more application based, and my second one is more I guess information and services. Yeah, more information and services. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. Have a good day, guys.